Kia ora from Aotearoa. It's Poppy here with the current 9th wave sacred Mayan calendar energies. And today is 10 Jaguar. And this is about meditation with Mother Earth and responding to and facing up to the challenges of life with the guidance and knowledge of nature. And it's within the 9-day phase of 4-star, where we are rising up potentially into heightened frequency. It's challenging, and the message is, you've got this. It's within the DAYWAVE of 8 storm, and this is about cleansing away the biggest psychological operation on Earth. These psychological operations are related to the 6th wave that came in and brought in religiosity, politics, a financial slavery system, and within that time, medical system overlordship. And we are in the TRECENA Serpent, which is about justice and passion. It's about the cosmic energy that can flow through the entire body system, and it's about true time and earth connection. That artificial time construct creates a consciousness of control, conformity, suppression of human senses and sensitivities, of honest responding, and the passion of living. People respond to bells, alarms and schedules on a dead, flatline timeline that leads to death and taxation of many energy forms. Conspiracy is covered over. The conspiracies of blood ritual sacrifices, whether on children or in war or mass starvation and genocide, and removing people from connection with the lands they were born on. Most of humanity has been governed or controlled, and now it's plain to see the deathly ends it brings. But so many are unaware of the basis of consciousness that is under the mass compliance programming of almost the entire human race. Under that governance, which so many people believe is their master, there is black magic spell casting of legislation. I know for a fact that some legislation is empowered in satanic rituals to hold its form, as it was for me through the Rothschild banking family. It's Easter, and many fellow SRA survivors feel the ritual season. I actually got triggered on the night of the full moon by the image of a reptilian, and that has led me to go and discover what was that about and what was underneath that, because it was huge. And I got to discover my part in being a living conspiracy, one who's been exposed to SRA, one who's been exposed to MK Ultra torture and programming, and one who's also been exposed to medical misadventures. And under this legislation is the foundational calendar that is part of the satanic regime. It's called the Gregorian calendar now. Most of the West lives off it. It came through the Romans and then through the Gregorian calendar, complete with ritual sacrifice dates to empower the harvesting of energy in human slavery. Even astrology systems hold the consciousness of these calendars. They were created by the so-called elites around the stories of Greek gods. The 6th wave of creation ushered in with massive trauma as its basis. I actually call it the Great Decline. I recall a Mayan sacrifice, past life memory, that may have been at that time 5,000 years ago. The first main ritual I have remembered in this life, I was placed and tied in a similar position while a pregnant woman and her unborn child were sacrificed. My recall places this as Easter ritual, and now I know there were more on other Easters in my life. The so-called elites and their satanic masters get frenzied and greedy over death and resurrection rituals of pure and innocent children at this time, let alone war. I got to see more yesterday in a journey session with Marie, another suppressed individual. This fire footage in this video is me burning the tissues I used in that session. The injuries sustained in ritual have to be treated somehow. You don't end up in a standard hospital. They have their own facilities that appear to be underground. I'm just talking about my experience here. Torture and various kinds of drugging was added on top of the brutalization to shut me up, to program me to never shine my true authentic light. I have compassion on horses now, the ones that have to wear bits and bridles so that they can be controlled and used. I had to wear a bit and bridle in that torture. I'm still feeling the abandonment and isolation from the blackballing effects of the Masons casting the black cube programming on me. In the meantime, while other survivors have actual loving and caring people right there with them in their lives, I'm still working on reversing the curses that deny me the same. It's incredibly isolating and abandoning. I still find myself shut out, shut down, obscured by cloaks of judgment, the conditioning that comes with those caught in the artificial time construct, either codes of certain acceptable behaviours that marginalise and further repress, where there's a lack of honesty and social positioning that relates to the competitiveness for survival, that it holds some and casts others down. This raises up status, fame, popularity, anyone who can keep the fight and the warring going. Talk of enemies and opposition. Excuse my voice, I'm still finding it hard to get my words out. I want to be unbridled. Inner warring is outer warring, competing for. Building yourself up financially at the detriment of others is a part of the mind disease known as wetiko. Wetiko is a cannibalistic mindset that contributes to blood sacrifice, drawing upon the greed for money. I have held my ground through thick and thin to not buy into it through the sacred Mayan calendar. I had very strong guidance to not go into the money. Now I know why, because it's time that we break out of the hold of that sixth wave detrimental era. I have been aware of the hugest change in humanity's consciousnesses and potential for a complete liberation out of the slavery system that started to be created through hijacked human consciousness around 5,000 years ago. But those still bound by artificial time construct consciousness exploit it in their ignorance. Children, genocide of native cultures, the Wetiko Western mindset shuts it out and continues to contribute to this opposing, competing for resources, trampling over Earth's body in disconnection with her life force, the life force that is the foundation of life. It's so sad. This is the challenge I'm meditating on today with Mother Earth, praying and questing for the end of this depravity. We all find peace in reaching a true place of forgiveness. It takes courage and honesty to get. It may take passion to resolve the fury relating to the injustices done. But while the inner work of every willing soul who reaches this point within their soul is done, we end the outer warring and the blood being spilt in war, the ritual sacrifice, and the many other alien technologies that came around us that seek to devour human souls. So I encourage people to exit this competitive consciousness, to sit, to meditate, and be connected with Mother Earth, to connect with her sacred knowledge of life, to leave the dead and deadening false time constructs and come home to Earth and Self. It's the only way I can see out of it. And this is an intuitive perspective of the ninth wave true time sacred mind energy, calendar energies in connection with Mother Earth and Father Sky, true humanity's source parents. And I'm going to try something here which may or may not work. My voice is very suppressed still. But I used to sing that pure language of light that can come through a person's heart. I used to sing it in public in some of my talks, which I decided not to do again for a long time, because really it's a personal thing. But I feel such passion to help to shake and empower and move this Wediko mindset, which holds so many and still keeps those at the bottom that may have actually been given some keys in how we get out of this mess quiet, like myself. So I'm going to give it a go. Whatever happens, happens. You know me, I just want to be real and honest. I'm not into the show. I'm not into the gaining of money for my own purposes. I instead see that humanity has to leave these ways and come home and be true to our very existence. And this is why I found these keys within the sacred mind calendar. So, Ay loro porasa mera loro mokurae Zaro loko hai shanepo May the divine will of Mother Earth be done in harmony with the divine time of Father Sky. Through the sun, we become one. And so it is. So much love.